no time to talk. Because we're staying inside, staying inside. Staying inside. Welcome back, healthy rebels. And we're in week 2 of a 4-week quarantine cooking series. And like I told you, cooking is very serious. We need to be very serious when we're cooking all the time. So be sure you follow all the rules, you follow all the recipes, and you do what you're told. Not in the recipe rebellion. Let's break out. Moni, let's go. Woo, 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 woo. Here we are. We're live on Facebook. We're also in Zoom, so if you want to join us either way, the kitchen is open for your confidence and for your creativity. And remember, last week we made that garlicky pesto and green goddess soup with lots of fresh garlic in it. And why? Because we're quarantine cooking. We're in lockdown and we're boosting our immune, and garlic is known to have antiviral, antibacterial properties in it, okay? Not a doctor, do your own research on that one. But this week it is about ooey, gooey, cozy, quarantine comfort lasagna with layers and cheesiness. It is so yummy, and there's a special health twist on it. It is made vegan. Shh, what? What's up? That's right. So we've got some people cooking with us on Zoom right now, so I can't wait to see what your version of this lasagna looks like. And I'm going to be making it 2 different ways today. I'm going to be making one with fresh ingredients, and then I'm going to be making a quarantine style, which means for those of us who, we're grocery shopping differently right now, right? I'm only grocery shopping every 1.5 to 2 weeks. And so once we get to the tail end of that grocery shopping, I'm going to be making a version of this lasagna only out of cans and frozen veggies. What? But for right now, let's get started with the fresh layers. Okay, start with the lasagna pan. And remember, I told you to pick what you want for noodles. So I'm going to be using zucchini. Some of you are using eggplant, right? Some people are using sliced carrots. I'm going to start by putting some coconut oil on the bottom of this pan real quick. By the way, love the health properties of coconut oil, right? It's all kinds of good stuff it does. And you know what I love about doing cooking classes online is that I can touch all the food, because I'm not giving out samples like I was when I was doing cooking classes live. Couldn't touch the food, I had to be proper then, but not anymore. Not in the Recipe Rebellion kitchen. And then what I love about coconut oil is you can just use it to moisturize really everywhere. You can just put it like all over your face, and you can do this with avocado oil as well. All right, I've been mandling some zucchini. I started yesterday, got inspired. You saw the video I did with sweet potatoes. Don't forget to stick a fork in whatever you're mandling, or it could be your finger that goes in the lasagna. You learn that the hard way. So what if you don't have a mandolin, or you don't know what it is, or you never heard of it? It's fine. I don't even use it all the time either. You just take the zucchini that you have, right? I just chop off the ends and you just cut it in slices, right? We use what you have. I'm not usually a gadget girl myself. So use what you have and just cut slices yourself. And it's mandatory that they have to be imperfect, by the way. Mandatory. That way they'll look a little irregular. Some will be thicker, some will be thinner, and your lasagna is going to be imperfect. Oh my God! Imperfect lasagna. What are we going to do? I am slapping some layers of zucchini down here at the bottom. Now, talk me through what you love about lasagna. We love layers, right? So I'm gonna put my first layer down. And then your homework was to also saute some veggies. So I've already sauteed some veggies here, carrots, kale, asparagus, mushrooms, with some onion, whatever you have in the fridge. So we're gonna do a layer of that, a layer of veggies, and then here comes the star of the show, what's gonna blow your mind. And what blew my mind the first time I saw it. We are making the creaminess for this lasagna from cashews, and I've been soaking my cashews in here for, well, I was supposed to soak them overnight, but it's been about 20 minutes because I forget. So we're gonna go in there. Hey, Wahila, how are you? How's your layers coming? Eggplant. Wahila, you're doing yours with eggplant. So I can't wait to see what that's gonna taste like. All right, cashews. We're gonna put water just up until the top of the cashews. Okay. I put a little too much. You wanna put a little less water rather than more, because especially in lasagna, you want it a little bit thicker, and you can always add more water. Okay, after the cashews, we're gonna hit it with some nutritional yeast. So, nutritional yeast is this yellow flaky stuff. And it's like this, and it gives it like the cheesiness, like the creaminess, but it's also healthful, so it has B vitamins in it as well. So I always use this for like anytime I want some creaminess. It's in a bag because I keep it in the freezer. It needs to be in a dark bag, so the light doesn't get to it. Okay, salt, pepper, and I need to tell you this cashew cream story. The first time I was exposed to cashew cream, I was living in Portland at the time. I'd been vegetarian for many years, and I stumbled across Veg Fest. Splashed with apple cider vinegar. It's the secret ingredient that when you taste it, you're like, what is that bite to it? It's this, but no one can really identify that it's vinegar. My favorite and love affair is with coconut amino acids. You'll see me use it in just about everything. Just a splash of that. Okay, so I'm in Portland at the Veg Fest. I stumble into this cooking class and having no idea that I just walked in to basically like the Adele of music chef. Tal Ronan was cooking this class and using cashew cream, and he made cashew whipped cream. He put that in my mouth, and I absolutely said, I can be vegan. I can be vegan now because I have something creamy that I can make into cheese. You can make this cashew cream if you put it on a saucepan on heat, turns into ricotta. That's right. We're gonna zip this. Now it's time to dance. Okay, this you're actually gonna need to leave to blend it for longer than what I'm blending it right now, because it needs to get super creamy, and cashews have a tendency to be granular unless you were a good chef and you soak them all night, which I'm not all the time. So blend it for about 5 minutes. It seems like a long time, but it does need to be super creamy. But I can show you what it turns out to look like. O-M-G. Let me do it again for Zoom. O-M-G. Slap it in the lasagna. Ooey layer. Time for marinara sauce. Simple marinara sauce. Can of tomato sauce, stewed tomatoes, Italian seasoning. I use everything seasoning from the Spice Shop down at Oakland. My favorite. You don't even have to heat it just because everything's gonna get heated and melted together. And the reason I saute my veggies beforehand for this lasagna is because I'm lazy and I don't like to know the different temperatures at which all my vegetables are going to cook evenly. So I like to make sure, in order to make sure that everything's cooked evenly and at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and just saute it, and then I'm going to keep the zucchini noodles raw. Eggplant I would cook beforehand, and then I'm also making sweet potato, lasagna with sweet potatoes, which I boiled in some water beforehand. Okay? So those are the layers. Noodle, sauteed veggies, cream, and your marinara sauce. And you're gonna keep making layers as you're dancing in the kitchen. Yeah? All right. Ready for at the end of the week when we're not doing grocery shopping and we don't have any fresh ingredients in the kitchen? Not to worry. I got you. Here we go. Yesterday, you saw the video. I made some sweet potato noodles, super fun. Let's start with some coconut oil down here. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot the pine nuts. Am I crazy? Yes, absolutely. But we're gonna turn the pine nuts on low on a pan, and we're gonna try not to burn them, and that is going to be the difficult part of this dish. Okay. Coconut oil. Hey, Deb. Hi, Debbie. Nice to see you here. Okay, coconut oil. Again, healthy. There's a theme going on here, right? A layer of sweet potatoes in my little cheap little casserole dish. Isn't it great? All right. Layer of sweet potato noodles. Layer of sauteed veggies. What kind of veggies did you guys use in saute? Let me know down below. And what have you guys been eating during this quarantine? I mean, seriously. We need to be sharing with each other what we're making and what we're eating, right? Keeps our lives more interesting during this time in our lives. All right, cream, cashew cream. And you'd think that, it's just amazing what this tastes like when it comes out of the oven, and I'll show you. And you'll think what? That's insane to use cashew cream, but it's actually thickens, like ricotta, and it's so amazing. Here's some more marinara sauce. Who's gonna remind me about my pine nuts? Somebody tell me in the comments. Remind me to get the pine nuts, okay? Let's do some more sweet potato layers. And I get all my inspiration from cooking and food in this way from things that I love to eat in massive quantities, which absolutely lasagna fits that bill, right? And so I like to find different versions and ways to eat it that's a little more healthier, because I have this philosophy that, right, if I can make it with a healthy twist, that maybe then I can eat twice as much. Yeah, you like that philosophy? Yeah. More cream. All right, marinara. And what I love about cooking in the kitchen, I don't cook with timers either, usually. I love just following my nose and my intuition. And it's so amazing when even when I step out of the kitchen, when I'm in the middle of making something, and all of a sudden it'll just go off in my head, it's done, or it's ready. Or in the pine nuts case, you'll smell them. When they start roasting, you'll totally start smelling them. So normally I would put pine nuts as part of the layers in here. So let's add a couple now. All right, let's add a couple in here because we're gonna eat this later. All right. And, oh shoot, I was supposed to make this one with frozen veggies. not fresh veggies. What am I doing? I messed up. I messed up in the kitchen. I messed up cooking. What am I gonna do? Should I just quit? And should I just throw everything out? No, man, that's why we're here. I screwed up. This is awesome. I love it. I was supposed to be using these frozen mixed vegetables instead of these fresh vegetables. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on top. And you'll just remember that when you are making your lasagna from frozen veggies to just insert the frozen veggies, instead of the fresh ones. We got so carried away talking about food. This is what happens all the time. But I love it because no matter what comes out, it'll get eaten. And you can just say, you could just make up a name for whatever it is that happens to come out of your kitchen. And that's why I love cooking like this so much. Okay, so this would have been frozen veggies in between these layers. And then my suggestion is, if you don't have fresh groceries, do you have any herbs in the backyard? So I had some rosemary. And so I'm gonna put some rosemary in here because when you're using frozen veggies and canned foods, you wanna try to put something in there that'll give it a punch or a flavor. So go start foraging for food. So I put some fresh rosemary in there. Yum. Okay, pine nuts. All right. And what do you guys like to make the top layer? Do you like to make it noodles, or do you like to make it sauce? What do you guys do? Let me know in the comments below. I think I'm just gonna keep this one like this. So this one's my frozen veggie one. But I made one earlier and I wanna try it in front of you guys because I want you to see what it looks like finished. Check it out. It's ooey, gooey. Why do I only have baby forks left? I don't understand. Ooey, gooey, delicious, creamy layers. So good. Oh, it's harder with this little baby fork here. There we go. Staying inside, staying inside. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'm gonna stay on Zoom afterwards to answer any live questions for my people cooking in the kitchen with me. And remember, we're in week 2 of this 4-week quarantine cooking series. So next week we're gonna be making soups. Yeah, they're like chili soups, right? Because they're gonna be using a lot of canned foods, because for all those people that bought the canned goods at the grocery store, who are you? Who did it? Who hoarded all those cans? Well, you're gonna have to watch my show to find out what we're making next week. I'll be posting the grocery list and the ingredients list so you can start looking in your pantry for what you already have. I don't want you out there risking your life for a chew. So I'm gonna hop on Zoom, answer any questions, and then I will see you guys in the rebellion next week. You guys are doing a great job, and I just want to end with one thing. Since we're not getting all the love and hugs that we usually get, I want you to hug the one person that you can unlimitlessly, which is yourself. So everybody, hug yourself, love yourself, take care of yourself, and cook rebelliously. Love you guys.